Welcome to all new Look Back in Amber. From exclusive interviews to interesting inside insights, since 2010 we've been the best place to be for all things audio for us Newport County fans. Coming up in the next 45 minutes, I'm Ramsey and I've got the big questions.
I'm Stephen, I've got the commentary highlights and I'll be asking, is substance over style the way forward?
Hi, I'm Luke and I have the post-match interview with the assistant manager Joe Dunn, and I would like to ask about the new reward system that we heard about yesterday afternoon.
All interesting stuff. We'll have another clip from our chat with Newport's number 3. Never miss out. Subscribe to the podcast or make sure you listen live at 3 p.m. on the Sunday, 7 p.m. on the Wednesday after all League 2 home matches and this FA Cup special. Hey, so very strange to be after an FA Cup, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. So it all began at 1 p.m. in the marquee with the NC warm-up team. The kids from Groverstown FC Reds, not many of them. They were a little bit shy.
Aww.
But we did get the best out of them, so that was pretty cool. Then we had the chat of the day, which was Newport County's Counting the Community, which is something that we should know really a lot about, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't know a lot about it. And Darryl was hosting the marquee, and he said, wow, I can't believe how much they do. It's a fantastic football club, isn't it, that we got?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then on top of that, then we had the All Request Disco, which is always a lot of fun and really, really good. So that was the marquee. We continue at 3 p.m. in the compy with U2, but no Chris Chappell.
No. Chris Chappell was on daddy duties.
But Chris Lucas was there on football duties, so that's fine. We are very pleased to be in your ears with our look back in Amber at this FA Cup match against Colchester. Before we go into the normal show, we need to pay a little bit of a tribute, don't we?
Yeah, well, talking about the FA Cup, sad news this week. It was announced that Ronnie Radford, who spent 2 seasons at Newport County between 1969 and 1971, he sadly passed away. He was voted Newport County Player of the Year in 1969-70. Before leaving for Hereford. He'd be remembered for his goal that knocked Newcastle United out of the FA Cup after Hereford earned a replay to win 2-1, and they were managed, well, at the time, future Newport County manager Colin Addison. Our thoughts go out with his family at this sad time.
Absolutely. I believe it was a 1 minute's round of applause.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Stephen, Colchester's recent form. We can throw it out the window, can we, for the FA Cup, or can we?
Well, yeah. Colchester United went into this match with 1 win in 13. The last match that they won was against Harrogate in October. In the last 5 league matches, Colchester had drawn 2, lost 3, including that 1-0 defeat to Newport in the last home game. But in cup matches this season, Colchester have won 1 and lost 1 in the EFL Cup. They beat Ipswich and then they eventually lost to Premier League Brentford. In the EFL Trophy, Colchester have won 2 against Brighton under 21s and Charlton. They drew against Gillingham, but they lost on penalties. Finally, Colchester have gone past round 1 in only 2 of the last 7 seasons, reaching round 2 in 21-22 and round 4 in 2015-16.
Also, a little bit of housekeeping before we get Luke and his county lineup. If you hear a bit of background noise today, there's a children's party in the Neon, which is a great place to have a party, everybody. And I thoroughly recommend you book at neon.co.uk. That's not in the script, by the way. Just like to throw that in there.
I think your check's in the post.
Yeah, I think so. I can hear echoes of cha-cha slides as we were getting ready for the show. Luke, bring us back to normal. Newport County lineup yesterday.
So real sense of deja vu yesterday. Colchester, who was Graham Coughlin's first county game in charge of county, and it was the same lineup. We had Joe Day in goal, James Clark, Priestley, Farquhar Arson, and Mickey Demetriou as a back 3, Cameron Norman, Adam Lewis as the wing backs, James Waite, Scott Bennett, Nathan Mariah Welsh in midfield, Omar Bogan, Will Evans up front.
Okay, let's hear what happened yesterday afternoon.
Good afternoon and welcome to Ronnie Parade for this FA Cup first round match between Newport County and Colchester United. 6 places and 5 points separate these two sides in League 2. But it's the magic of the cup this afternoon at Ronnie Parade. Stephen Howell on commentary duties here today in place of Chris Chappell. And with me I've got a man who always likes to make a big bang. It's Luke Lewis.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's nice to be filling in for Chris, as you said. Magic of the Cup. We've had some famous nights here on the parade.
Newport County unbeaten in the last 3 matches under Graham Coughlan, drawn in the last 2 at Northampton and Mansfield, and winning the last match against Colchester United. The last 6 matches, Newport have won 1, drawn 2 and lost 3, and they've kept 2 clean sheets in their last 3 matches. So the visitors, we believe, are lining up as a 4-1-4-2. So they've got O'Hara in goals, Chamadeo, Chambers, Eastman, Clampin across the back, Judge in front of the back 4, Ashley, Chilvers, Chesters and Noble as the midfield four, with Freddie Sears up front. There's a missed kick there. Will Evans got it. He's played it out to Adam Lewis. He's got room to run into down the left-hand side. Ball played in. Ooh. Mariah Welsh picks it up now. Bogle holds the ball up. Turns inside. Plays it into Waite in the area. But it's snuffed out by the Colchester defender. Well, I think this game is starting to open up a little bit now. 60 minutes gone. In comes the throw. Clark at the near post, but it's cleared away. Comes back out to Dimitru. He's going to let it go out of play for another throw. Here comes again. Is he going to mix it up? It's a bit longer this time. Oh, and it's gone in. Cameron Norman with a goal. His header flicked on. And I think it hit the Colchester player and Peter Hara. So we're up and running here at Rodney Parade. It's Newport County 1, Colchester United 0. And that's Cameron Norman's first goal of the season. We were saying that these throw-ins were as good as corners, and you were just proved exactly right there.
Yeah, we said as well, Colchester have kept a clean sheet in 16 games, big that 17, 1-0 County, come on. There's minutes to go to half-time, and like you said, yeah, it's been end-to-end action-packed first half. I think Newport County have sparked into life in the first half, and hopefully there's more fireworks to come in the second.
So there we go. Referee Robert Madden blows for half-time. So no changes at the start of the second half. Waite now picks the ball up. He sends the ball in, but it's blocked. Long ball, Cameron Norman. Will Evans picked it up in the wide left position. He's got Dimitri with him. Straight away crosses it in. It's fallen to Bogle in the area. Oh, but it's cut out by Ashley there. So here we go. 52 minutes gone. Corner comes in. Bogle's looking to get on the end of it, but it's cleared away. So Luke, what have you made of the start of the second half?
Yeah, so far I think we've looked quite solid this first few minutes of the second half. I think the message at half-time would just be try not to concede and well, keep going as you are. First half we didn't look like we were going to concede, and we created a few real good opportunities.
Oh, good ball, finds Waite. Plays Bogle, 1-2 with Waite. Waite running towards the area. Norman's there, low ball into the boxing towards Bogle, but it was cut out there. But that was a really, really promising Newport County move there. Good interception there. Kinde now, he's held the ball up. Good, strong forward play by the Colchester man, but Bennett has won the ball. Back with Norman now. Will Evans looking to make a run, but Norman's not seen him. Ball's in field. Waite now plays it to Will Evans. Diagonal ball out to Aaron Lewis, and it's a goal! Aaron Lewis has set Rodney Parade alight here today. Newport County with a brilliant counter-attack. Get that all-important second goal to give them a cushion. Lovely move. Nice ball out wide towards Bogle. He's got Lewis Collins running down the wing if you can see him, but he hasn't. First touch for Collins there. Dolan, Bogle, Dolan again. There's a nice move here. Lovely flick pass into the path of Will Evans. On here's Matty Dolan. Oh, it's off the post, and an acrobatic kick again by Dolan. Wow. Well, what an impact that would have been from the substitution. A lovely build-up play there between Dolan. And he took his shot, but it comes back off the post, and then he acrobatically tries to put it in, but unfortunately for him it goes wide. But a brilliant move by County, and that's the last move of the game. They go into Monday's draw full of confidence. So here at Rodney Parade it finishes Newport County 2, Colchester United 0.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Luke. Brilliant commentary. We will find out what they think about that in a couple of seconds' time. In the meantime, let's hear a listen. Joe Dunn, the assistant manager.
And the rest of the team and the rest of the staff and the whole club are delighted. Obviously, the key thing in these games is to get through to the next round, irrespective of sometimes performance. And the key was get into the next round, as we said, and we've done it, and we're delighted. And I thought in the end we did it comfortably.
For most of the game, it wasn't a classic, but you needed that second goal, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it wasn't a classic. It was a bit of a stodgy game at times, and listen, to be fair to Colchester, they changed their system again, and we took a bit of adjusting to that. But I thought once we came out in the second half, I thought we were really on the front foot and did really well.
And once you forced them to come out, you played some great stuff in the last 20 minutes. Perhaps could have got a third.
Yeah, probably. Matty Dolan and maybe one or two other good moments that we probably should have finished off. We've had a free week this week, and we've been able to work on some things that we wanted to get more combination in our game, and we certainly saw that with the second goal. And we could have probably scored a third goal, and we always looked a threat on the counter-attack, if you like, forward. Obviously they had to come out, and it left a few spaces and a few gaps, and gladly we took our opportunities.
Momentum is a big thing in football. Before you came in, this club had momentum going, the wrong kind of momentum. You very much got it now going the other way with 5 unbeaten, the best run of the season.
Yeah, look, I've been here many times as a coach and a manager, and this club is about those type of momentums, and they've had a lot of success recently, and obviously went through a bit of a sticky patch, but that's no disrespect to anybody. Everyone associated with the club are used to good times here, so we're trying to reignite that. 5 games, I think it's 5 games now, is it? We include the game just before we come in also that we mustn't forget, has given us an opportunity to keep it going. And as you say, clean sheets are vital. We want to build from a clean sheet, and today's another one. But making chances as well, and good performances as well, and players stepping up and taking responsibility, and that's key.
And the players, though, will be relishing that trip to a Premier League club, won't they?
Yeah, of course they will. I mean, you've had 1 or 2 here in recent times, and we've had some big clubs here in terms of FA Cup games and cup, so it's another big game, another big stadium. It's all part of the evolving history of the club, and we're delighted to be part of it.
Could you go unchanged again? How hard would it be to tell those players to go again with another sort of 3 games in 8 days?
That's their job. They've played Saturday, Tuesday. There's a couple of players playing in the team that have been rested sometimes, and your job is to play. That's what you paid for, and you play until you lose your shirt or something else happens. So listen, that's the way it is. We have a reward system which is I think fair, and whichever team you pick, it's their job to go out and win a game.
It's that fear factor as well, isn't it? When you've got a squad of 20, knowing that there are some good players on that bench, you wouldn't want to...
It's vital. It's vital, and we've called on substitutes, and Matty's had to be patient for a moment, and we took it today, and could have had a goal, and it's very important. However we call on, have to do a job. If we will not accept anyone coming off the bench or anyone starting that doesn't give us what we want. So they need to be on it.
Relationship with Graham, what's your relationship like with him?
Good, yeah. We work together at Bristol and obviously Mansfield, and Graham loves football. We just love football, and we love energy. We've been brought up in an environment not too dissimilar to here, where you've got to fight to get what you get out of life, and we just like working hard. We just like energy. We like people, and if we're given an opportunity to try and make people better, we try and take it.
James Waite was given man of the match today. How difficult would it have been for you to name a man of the match this afternoon?
I thought he deserved it. I think it was the right decision. I think we've been working really hard with him in training. He's a young player who has so much enthusiasm for the game. His energy is infectious, and he's one player that we've been working hard with, trying to develop his game. And I thought today in the second half especially, I thought he had a real good game. His work rate, his commitment to the cause, and as also his quality, especially in the second goal, the moment that he walked the ball twice, I think. So delighted for him, and plenty more to come. He's a young lad who should, plenty of confidence and belief in himself. Will be a crowd favourite.
You mentioned about this club's rich history in cup competitions. How excited are you to add yours and Graham's stamp to cup history in this club?
Look, if we get the opportunity to do that, great. Again, it'll depend on the second round, but it's not just cups, remember. It's being promoted back to the league, and listen, you're very close to being in the league above. It's not just about the cups, this club, and never forget that. It's always thereabouts in the league, So we're just honoured to be able to give them a chance to try and make our own history here and see how it goes.
You mentioned about having a free week in training. How close do you think we are until we see a full Graham Coughlin and your Newport County team? Or is that still a long way away?
Well, 4 clean sheets, and I think it's 5 wins on the bounce, 4 wins on the bounce, I think, for us, I believe. I think you're seeing it from what we came in from. We're getting honest, hard-working, committed players, trying their very best to win games. So you're starting to see the element of that, and the players are also, the longer we work with them, are starting to see what they know how we work and what we're expecting from them.
And now Leicester on Tuesday, do you see that almost as a free hit?
For who?
Leicester, obviously.
Listen, free hits in football, I think that's one of the... I get the expression, but I think, listen, we're playing against the top side with a top manager. World class, we're talking about world class, we're talking about World Cup players here. So I don't think free hit is a word that goes together with it. We're going to try go there, and we're going to try and learn from the experience and do the best we can to represent the club as best we can.
Thank you.
Newport County assistant manager Joe Dunn, fantastic. There you go. And Luke, you managed to make him all giggle as well for the right reasons.
I did.
I like that. We'll pull that apart in a couple of seconds' time. Stephen.
Yes.
So you're on commentary duties.
Yes, I was.
In the main seat.
I was.
With the main man, Luke.
Obviously. Yeah.
That way round. What do you see?
I think he said it in the press conference there. It was never going to be a classic, was it? Due to the kind of where the two teams are in the league, and also the weather was atrocious. So yeah, it wasn't going to make for a classic FA Cup tie. It took a while for either team really to create any meaningful opportunities. I think the first chance came on 19 minutes for Sears. I think prior to that, Newport County were the slightly better team, looking better going forward, trying to link up plays, just that the moves weren't coming off. County kind of edged the first half. They had a few shaky moments at the back, but luckily I think the difference now is that they're not getting punished for those shaky moments, which is what was happening under the previous manager.
Would you say those moments are not so shaky as they were in the past then?
Yeah, I don't think they're happening as much, but I think what's happening is, they're not getting punished. I think that's the big difference at the moment. But they are a lot better. I think it was really important that Newport got the first goal, give the team confidence and something to build on and something to hold on to. But then Colchester come out as you'd expect in the second half. They made a bright start, made some changes, which was good for them. But yeah, they didn't really trouble Newport though. They didn't really force Joe Day into making a save. And then, County got the second goal. Lovely move involving Lewis and Waite and Bogle. And that second goal was a thing of beauty. They put together a few good moves during the match. And you can see, I think he spoke about it, the link-up play between the midfield and the forwards. He's starting to see it develop now. And I think, it was just a really good, the defence was solid, kept a clean sheet again, which is really important. I think that was a big positive. And alright, it's against a side who hasn't got much confidence at the moment, but I just thought, it was a really, really good workmanlike professional performance yesterday from County.
We were good for the victory yesterday. I think it could have been more. We started the game, it was even to begin with, but Colchester did look shaky at the back. It could have been more. I think as the game went on, Colchester obviously had to come out and try and score because it was 1-0 up until quite late on.
76 minutes.
76 minutes, yeah. And before that, Colchester were increasingly looking like they were scoring. Me and Stephen were saying on commentary, they look dangerous here.
Yeah, they brought on Kinde, who was on nemesis. Labala was looking really lively when he came on as well.
Hannant came on as well.
Yeah, Hannant as well. He's a good player. So, you could see their changes were having a positive effect. County were kind of, on the back foot a little bit, but they didn't really create anything, did they?
Obviously, it was at 1-0.
Yeah,
I bet it's a cliche in football. As long as it's 1-0, then you always have a chance of scoring.
Absolutely, yeah. And I suppose with the recent leakiness of the defence, you're always a bit worried, didn't you? So, they needed that second goal, didn't they?
Yeah, I was saying on commentary, I think a third goal wouldn't have been a surprise either. I think we deserved a third.
Almost got one with Dolan at the end.
Dolan at the end, yeah. But as Stephen said, professional performance, workman-like performance, and we're into the hat now for the second round.
Yeah, and I think big plus yesterday was I think Priestley Farquharson's growing into his role now at the back. You can see he's benefiting from playing regularly now. James Waite, I thought, had a terrific game, deserved man of the match. Will Evans was
is that
good.
James Waite's second man of the match in succession?
Yeah. So I think he's really I said it in the commentary, he's really starting to grow, and I think he's the type of player that Coquelin would like, combative in the midfield, and I think Joe Dunn spoke about him there, that they're working with him as well. Aaron Lewis come on, and he obviously got the goal, but he was just everywhere. He was popping up on the left, popping up on the right, popping up created a chance for Bogle.
Popping up in the studio probably
He'll be
today.
popping up in the studio soon, maybe.
He's
you never
very
know.
welcome. We've still got a few more player interviews that we need to get out there, but in the next run of player interviews, he's definitely very welcome. It feels very weird because what I'm hearing in the pre-match interviews and the post-match interviews, the words that they're using seem to be actually happening. And then the last manager, for whatever reasons, he was talking about what he wanted to do, what the aims were, what wasn't happening, what he wanted to happen, but it didn't happen, did it?
Yeah.
But I'm getting these two men are saying, Graham and Joe, is really working.
Yeah.
Just want to quickly see whether... am I in my rights? Is it a legitimate case to go down that we can compare this FA Cup match with league matches because it's the same sort of teams that are playing on this particular occasion? So am I allowed comparisons?
If you want to.
I guess you are.
Okay.
The last team we played at home was Colchester, and we won 1-0. Now we've won 2-0.
But I said a couple of weeks ago that the new manager, whoever it is, comes in, and the general rule is to stop conceding goals.
Yeah.
Boom, that's done. Stop losing at home, which just had to be fixed, and it now is. How many times have we said on this show that the ultimate stat that's needed is the goals, isn't it?
Yeah.
Goals scored and lack of goals scored against. And what I've seen so far is 0-0s, the odd 1-0. This is progression with 2-0, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think. When we first played Colchester, it was really difficult to judge his effect on the team because he'd only had like a day with them. Now he's had two and a bit weeks.
He had a full week as well this week on the training pitch.
Full week on the training ground as well. So that's obviously made a difference. And you can just see the signs that I think, like you said, he's built from the back, and then you can add to that. Then you can develop the style, and I think we're starting to see that now.
I think it's something that was a theme before was that we were. You said we're not being punished was your quote a couple of minutes ago, and we always felt that there was, and James used to speak about it, individual errors. Have the individual errors gone, or has something changed to make sure if there are individual errors, they're compensated for?
I think there's a big difference, and I think maybe there's more confidence in the team now. I think that's a big thing. Keeping clean sheets is going to build on that. Getting results is going to bring that as well. And like I said, there was a couple of moments yesterday at the back where it was a little bit shaky, but and I just think there was a couple of mislaid passes on times, but nothing like what there was. And I think that's what the big difference is confidence, I think.
The other thing that we had concerns about under the previous regime was the substitutions. And for me, what I heard yesterday was Newport County react to the Colchester substitutions. So it seems that Colchester subs made a difference and it was all looking positive for them. I think it feels that we might have folded that point previously, where this time he's counteracted that. So was there a change in style of play when we brought our subs on?
No, I think what he did was he took off Adam Lewis, who had a really good game, was really good going forward, and then he brought on Aaron Lewis, which was basically a like-for-like substitution. So that didn't really impact on the style of play, and you've seen a player come on who was hungry for it and produced probably one of his best performances in a county shirt for a long time.
Yesterday as well, it's important we got through more than one sense. We had £41,000 in prize money yesterday, which we know how important FA Cup runs are for the club, and I think especially at the moment with the cost of living crisis and the cost of energy crisis, it affects football clubs as well. It's going to affect Newport County. Gavin said that when he came in terms of the energy bills are keeping the lights on Rodney Parade. Even the marquee on certain match days isn't open now, or in previous years it would. So that 41 grand for that game yesterday for getting through will come in handy potentially for the future in Newport County AFC.
Yeah, it keeps you to in tea and coffee vectors, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
does.
Absolutely, but yeah, it's a good point, well made. When you hear 2,300, it could feel quite depressing, but when you think that there was the other national sport taking place at the same time as well with the odd-shaped ball,
There's more than one sport in Wales.
dare I say. So that was going on as well, and the weather was not quite as bad as it was predicted to be, but it's not pretty out
still
there, was
pretty
it?
rotten, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Yeah.
So not bad all in all. Positive use substitutions. I'm getting the feel that even though they're like for like, it does seem to make a difference. And that second goal was just golden, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a brilliant goal.
Yeah.
They threatened to do it a few times with some nice moves, and as you could hear in the commentary, I got quite excited.
It sounds, again, going from what I've heard there, it sounds that they're really keen to get the ball up to the top. I hear a lot of Mickey Demetrio throw-ins as well happening.
Yeah.
And are there more Mickey D throw-ins under this regime than under the previous one? Because it certainly feels like it.
Yeah, I think so. I think every other word Stephen said yesterday was throw-in or Mickey Demetrio, isn't it?
Especially during the first half, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I think the way that we're playing now in terms of get the ball, we said on commentary yesterday it was more long balls. Yeah. It's not hoof ball. We're not seeing the return of hoof ball.
No, you got told off that. I edited that out of the commentary.
Damn.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, so
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't hoof ball, but there was a purpose to it. And obviously, if you're going long, then in terms of flick-ons and second balls, then maybe they might go out to play a bit more if that's the way you want to play. And obviously, we know what Mickey Demetrio can do from long throws. They're almost like mini corners, as I think I described them yesterday.
Yeah, we definitely a feature of these last few games has been the set pieces.
But when you've got that in your armoury, when you've got Mickey D, you may as well play to the team's strengths, get it to Mickey, throw it in, and a lot of times it doesn't pay off from what I could hear, but when it does, it wins games.
I think, I don't know, we just seem to be a little bit more threatening from them. I think I was getting a bit frustrated previously because by the time we were taking those throws, it allows teams to just go and defend, and it's easy for them to defend. And I think sometimes, it's a great weapon to have, and you got to use it, but just mix it up now and again. That's all.
Okay, we talk about this for days because it's just so lovely seeing the improvements that are taking place, and really interesting to see how they're coming about. And we'll talk more about where you took points in a second. Luke, the Absolute County man of the match.
Yeah, an Absolute County. You can vote for your man of the match. I think the poll is still live. Your options
Don't vote now though, because it's too late.
Oh yeah, it's too late for your vote to be counted, but it's still open if you wanted to have your say. Aaron Lewis, James Wade Cameron, or one or other, which obviously you can let me know in the comment section who you think was man of the match. Stephen, who was your man of the match yesterday?
Oh, James Wade, hands down.
Aaron Lewis got man of the match.
Aaron Lewis,
okay. There you go.
Well, yeah, but he only played 15 minutes. Saying that, he had a very good 15 minutes, to
yeah.
be fair.
Imagine what you could do for 90.
Yeah, I know.
Flamingo Bingo is back at the Neon, bigger and badder than ever before. A new breed of bingo is taking over the UK with live music performances, celebrity guest appearances, DJs and insane prizes. It's on Friday, the 25th November. Doors open at 7:30pm. Tickets available at theneon.co.uk.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now.
Newport City Radio.
So for my talking point this week, I'm going to ask the question, substance over style, is this the way forward? There's a reason that we've kind of alluded to it already on the show, but I'm going to go into it in a little bit more detail in a minute. And under Graham Coughlin, have we got more substance over style now? Luke Lewis.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take him a little while to get his input, his philosophies over to the players. He hasn't had much time on the training ground. I know he's had a full week, but what can you do in a full week in terms of your ideas and your philosophies? We're definitely seeing an improvement. I don't care how he plays as long as there's 3 points. At the end of the day, 5:30 on Saturday, you'd rather 3 points than on the board, 3 points on the board rather than 25 shots and 75% possession and 500 passes. You'd rather win 5% possession to win 1-0.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's happening, isn't it? We're not having maybe as much of the ball, but what we're doing with it is a lot better. Well, Ramsey, what do you think? I don't know. Come to.
It's a very strange question about substance style. What is substance? What is style? Under the last manager, there was lots of talk about philosophy, and just the county way and stuff like that. It just feels like Graham Cotland's just turned around and said, yeah, there is a heritage and a history to Newport County, and we play to that rather than having this grand philosophy. He might have one. We don't know. We haven't really spoken to him enough yet or seen enough from him. So I just get this vibe that it's very much kind of back to basics, very simple, very straightforward, play to our strengths and little tweaks along the way. I suppose when you start a new season, the pressure is on the manager, isn't there, to make not only have great wins but attractive football as well.
Yeah.
I think at this point, any Newport County fan will take any win over anything to get us up the league. And I heard Joe Dunn say in his post-match, which Luke got for us, that he mentioned something on the lines of to progress up the leagues. Something like that he said in there, and that was lovely because again we've gone from literally 2-3 weeks ago saying, I know this is an FA Cup match, but forgive me, but got really worrying about our future.
Yep.
To this guy within the space of 2-3 weeks turning around saying, upwards.
And I think you're right. I think what he's done with it is like the messages. He's kept the messages simple, and I think he's done that for two reasons. One, he didn't have much time, and two, there's something to build on. And I think what we've done is he showed the defence up, and I think that was probably the first thing that he probably wanted to do. I think he's achieved that now. I think we're keeping clean sheets. This wasn't happening under the previous manager. I think the team is more, I think I spoke about it on the last podcast, I think we're more functional. I think we might not be having as much of the ball, or we might not be having as many shots, but what we're doing with less possession and less shots is actually better, because we're actually scoring. We're actually having maybe better clear-cut chances and taking those chances. There's more of a purpose to us now. We've spoken about the long balls, they looked aimless to me. It was just long ball. This has a purpose. It goes up to the front man. We're playing to their strengths, Bogle and Will Evans. They're holding the ball up. They're bringing the midfield into play. I think that's what they're working on as well, is those relationships between the midfield and the forwards. I think that's a big difference. We wasn't seeing that under the previous manager because they were bypassing the midfield, let's be honest. The ball was just going over the top of the midfield. They weren't getting a look in. This is improving over 2 weeks, I think it is, since we last saw them play. You can see a marked difference again, and I think it has come down to the time on the pitch. And I just think, like you said, I think it's just real optimism at the moment going forward.
That was one of the things I was going to mention is the midfield. And previous manager, one of the things we highlighted, I think, on the show is the lack of going through the midfield. And now we're going through midfield. We're raving about James Waite today.
Yep.
Even Chris Kirwan was ranting and raving about him in his talking points on the Argus. Fantastic journalist article if you want to read it. It's on their website. Even said he could potentially fill in for the Finn Azaz role last season in terms of the creator.
Yeah.
Which we've seen James Waite has a lot of energy, and Joe said that they've been trying to work with him, as you mentioned earlier, and try and really develop his game, which is something that James also said. You've as well got Nathan Mariah Welsh, who
he played well yesterday.
He played well yesterday. He's someone who's got pace and can drive forward if need be. He's someone who can sit in. He's a real, I think the term is box to box.
Yeah,
he can defend and attack, and he's got a really good engine to get up and down the pitch.
Yeah, and then they've got Scott Bennett in there, who's kind of, allows those two to be a bit more forward thinking. So a bit of experience for them as well. I think those ingredients are right at the moment. A big club night is coming to the Neon. Legendary reggae DJ Sir David Rodigan is here on Saturday the 19th of November. Doors open at 7:30 p.m. and tickets are available at theneon.co.uk.
Right here, right now.
Newport City Radio.
So for my talking point this week, I want to discuss the new rewarding system that we've heard about. But before we talk about it, let's hear from Newport County's assistant manager, Joe Dunn, on the situation.
Yeah, look, when we came in, obviously we picked the team at the beginning, and for those players who were probably playing and doing okay, who came out of the team, the manager has a strict way of rewarding system. So if you have the shirt, it's yours to keep. And obviously we see that again today with the same team picked. We didn't want to overly freshen things up or change things around. It's about winning the next game. And today was about winning the next game.
Newport County assistant manager Joe Dunn there. What I want to talk about is obviously we just heard then about the reward system. We're for unchanged first time in just over a year since Wayne Hatswell when he was the interim manager last season after the departure of Michael Flynn. What do you make of the reward system, Stephen? Do you think that's a positive? Because we've seen yesterday someone like Aaron Lewis, who under previous management was the first choice starter, and now under this management he's had to wait for his time. Sometimes he's been the 19th, 20th man. We've seen him before the main squad go out and do some fitness drills. He said in his post-match that was a bit tough for him to take, because obviously he's been a starter. He's been in and around the first choice 11, now he's out in the wilderness. But someone like him came on yesterday with a real point to prove, and we can hear it from Joe, we know why.
Yeah, I think so. I think, it's kind of, I think we've spoken about back to basics, and it's kind of like I wouldn't say like an old-fashioned concept, but it's, do you know what I mean? It's a real interesting concept, isn't it? It's like, you've got 11 players that, if they play well, they get given the chance in the next game, and so on and so on. I think what that's done is, it's improved. We've just spoken about it, and the relationships on the pitch is improving because they're all familiar with each other. It starts off at the back and then into the midfield and the forwards, and I think what it's done is to a degree what they've done is they've shaken things up a little bit. Because as you just said, somebody like Aaron Lewis, who was expected to start, has been taken out of the team, has not even been featured in the squads, and you've seen the result of that yesterday by his performance. So if he can get that from all the other players, not just Aaron Lewis, then I think he's really onto something.
Even Matty Dolan, when he came on,
he looked like a different player.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nearly scored a worldie as well. So, and I think that's what he will do, because these players are going to be hungry now to get into the team. But the only other thing is you don't want players to get complacent and think, oh, well, I'm going to play every week now. The manager's picking the same team, but they're going to have to perform, and I think that's what they're probably saying as well. You've got to keep performing. If you don't, you're going to lose your shirt, and then the next guy will come in until, and so on and so on. So, I just think it's... Yeah, I think we're just starting to see that. I'm going to call it the Graham Coughlin effect, because I just think all these things that we've spoken about. I think he's had a chance to work on with the team on the grass this week, which is what he spoke about in his opening press conference. He's not had much time to do that. He's unbeaten. He's won 1, drawn 2 in the league. He's kept 2 clean sheets. He's got results at 2 promotion contenders. We're moving up the home form table, the clean sheets table. It's all looking good at the moment.
I think you just said a real key point there, where it's probably always been there, so we know that there's competition for places. It's what every football club talks about, and it might have been there under James, but it's very apparent now, isn't it? It's very clear, and I think what's really good about this whole having it out in the open and us being more aware of it than ever before is that he backs it up. So he does turn around and say, right, if you've had a good game, then you could potentially replace it. So yes, it's that battle between having that settled side, but also having people who are hungry. And like you said, the subs came on and they were next level. Yeah. And that can only work if he kind of sees that process right the way through. But the problem is then is that you're going to lose that stability in the team. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I love the way you said both, and you've got blank expression on your face. So you've got the battle of having that same settled 11, but then if someone is performing when they come on, like Dolan, like Aaron, then turn around and what do you do? On the next game then, do you turn around and say, right, you two are in?
Yeah.
And even on the training pitch as well, I think if they impress in training over, say for example, I don't know, Thierry Neville's really impresses in training and he's been a fantastic trainer all week, Will Evans has been slacking a little bit, then, I'm just picking 2 random players. I don't know what's going on the training pitch. I just got to throw that in there.
You should have gone to the open training day.
I should have.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just time will tell.
Time will tell, yes indeed. On the 3rd of December, with tribute acts to AC/DC and the Foo Fighters, doors open at 7:30 and tickets are available at neon.co.uk.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now.
Newport City Radio.
Okay, so we released an interview with Declan Drysdale a couple of weeks ago on Look Back in Amber, and it's still available now. So have a little listen to what Declan said when he was in with us a couple of weeks ago.
We had Gavin and James on, and they talked about lookalikes. So
I know what you're going to say, yeah. I know what's coming.
Is there anybody in the current squad who looks like somebody famous or from a film? Or
So you can get your dig in first.
I feel like this was a question aimed for me, to be fair, because I do get the Prince Charming a lot.
Oh, there it
I
is.
do get the Prince Charming a lot. Yeah, but then is there
Did you hear
anyone
my
else?
suggestion?
What is it?
That if the club needs to make a bit of extra revenue around Christmas time, off to Panto you go.
Well, the chairman did mention that when I first come. That they do a Christmas party or something every year, so he wants me to go as Prince Charming, but I'll see what.
After talking to you for about 10-15 minutes, we've got grander plans, so you're going to pop you at the riverfront. Depending on what it is, I'm sure it's Robin Hood this year at the riverfront. It's bound to have a Prince Charming. Every Panto's got a Prince Charming in, isn't it?
Well, you know where I am now, don't you? So
you know, this wasn't intended to throw you under the bus, so you get a chance now to pass the buck on to another player.
I'm trying to think. I don't think there is anyone else, is there? Is there anyone you guys would say?
Nathan Mariah Welsh.
Looks Speed. Like Speed. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what he gets called now. Speed. Yeah.
I need, because I'm old. I need to go and Google this.
Yeah. I'm sure it won't be hard to find. If you can also use TikTok, then.
Hey, YouTuber. See, I said that a YouTuber. I don't think he's a YouTuber. I think he's on Snapchat with reflection of listening to that clip again.
Okay, I don't know. I still don't know who he is.
Anyway, we know who Declan is, and you can catch the full interview on the website now at newportcityradio.org or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Right here, right now. This is Newport City Radio.
Okay, exciting stuff. The cup competition just keep coming. What's happening next? We've got the EFL Cup. It's Leicester away this coming Tuesday. And we're all going.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thank you to Ben at the club for sorting out the passes. We're going to pile in the car on Tuesday afternoon and pop up to Leicester and see how the big boys do it.
Yep. Should be interesting.
So one question and one question only. Stephen, what do you think the score's going to be?
Well, we've got two people in the Newport County lineup. I'm going to call them Secret Agent Dimitru and Wildig. They were actually involved the last time Leicester lost to a League Two side was against Shrewsbury in November 2014. They lost 1-0. And Mickey Dimitru played and Aaron Wildig was on the bench. So I'm going to go for the same scoreline. Newport County going to win 1-0.
Positive, like it. Bear in mind, Leicester are on a bit of a winning streak at the moment.
Yeah, but, you know.
As Everton supporters know.
Yeah.
From yesterday.
No, we're still going to win 1-0.
Leicester have won 3 out of their last 4. The only one was a 1-0 defeat against Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne has got an absolute rocket. I think, unfortunately, the underdogs are going to lose. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say so. Newport County are going to win 2-1.
Okay, then we've got a run of home matches. They continue with a League 2 match on Saturday the 12th of November at 3 p.m. Stockport are the visitors. Stephen, what's the score going to be?
14th in League 2. They're 6 points ahead of us at the moment. They're unbeaten in the last 4 matches. Drawn 1, won 3. The last 7, they won 4, drawn 2, lost 1. We haven't played them since January 1988. Lost 5-1. I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-1 win for Newport.
Stockport have had a bit of a resurgence over the past few weeks. At the start of the season, they were one of the hot favourites for promotion, obviously, coming up from National League last season after winning the National League last season. But I think the good form's going to continue. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. I think it'll be 2-1 Newport.
Brilliant. So what's happened to our clean sheets then, guys?
Yeah, I know, but we're coming up against... Well, he's going to give us a clean sheet against Leicester.
Okay, well, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Thank you very much. Just let you know, Sounds of Revelry, they're a great band and they're on the warm-up in Marquee on the 12th as well, so make sure you're there for that one. Thank you for taking time out to listen today. As always, we'd love to read your thoughts about our thoughts on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram via direct message. We're also on email. Drop us a line, studio@newportcityradio.org. We will catch you on Sunday the 13th of November at 3 p.m. as we look back in amber at the match against Stockport. More talking points, more banter and a sneak listen to our interview with Priestley Farquharson.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now. Newport City Radio.